Hey everybody, welcome back. At the end of the last video, I said that I was going to move the port, or at least I was thinking about moving this San Antonio port over. And the game has actually decided to force my hand on this because it is going to take away my forest here. I don't want to take away. I really want this forest to stay. So I've made the San Antonio Exchange. There it is. And I've also upgraded the line, or at least updated the line, to incorporate that exchange in a meticulous and hopefully this one's not done yet, but trying to govern exactly what we're loading, what we're allowed to unload, etc. But trying to be a little bit more manual with it. And so we need to create demand for this wood, otherwise this is going to go away. So this wood is going to get dropped off here at San Antonio Port. So let's get that going. And I think actually, instead of letting the cars go all the way around like this to deliver it, which would be nice and fancy, I think maybe we're going to end up putting a road straight through here. For the short term, because I like money right now, because I can spend it on other things, I think for the short term, we're going to leave it as is. But eventually this is going to change. So I'm going to drop... Nope, I don't want to do that. I want to drop it down into the no thanks. Let's pick this back up, shall we? Nope, other button. There we go. I want to bring this up like this, and let's put it like right over here. We'll say, I mean, I guess I could do it over here too, but because it's going to be kind of a loop, so I suppose I'll put it over here like this. So we're going to let them come over here, grab that, and then they're going to need to drop it off from this. So that means I need a place for them to pick it up over here too. And we're going to eventually have a road this way, so I'll put this on this side. And it will go right like that's probably fine. All right, so that's going to create at least a place for trucks to go back and forth with, okay? Over here in San Antonio, since we're going to start working over here, I need a road depot, and I think I'm just going to leave it probably like over here. This will, I think, keep it out of the way. I think. We'll see. It's possible that this road ends up expanding this direction, so let's keep it kind of maybe over like this, so it's out of the way of any type of grid or something that might happen with that road. Okay, so with this road depot, we're going to create a new line actually before we do this. And this line, for now, we're going to make this line the San An. Now it's San An. Let's say it's the... This is technically going to be the tools loop, because we're going to end up doing things with tools here. Ideally, we would... It's actually not a loop yet, right? Because it's gonna go from wood to planks, and then planks are going to come over to make tools, and then the tools are going to get delivered to the cargo train, probably over in this area, so that it can be taken on trains, and then the cars will then come back and do this. So there's going to be a little bit of a lag right here, but for the most part, this will end up being a tools loop. So we're going to call this the San An tools loop for now. And again, it's not yet that way, but it's going to be that way eventually. So for now, it'll just be these two stops back and forth, and we'll make sure that the San Antonio Annex, we'll make sure that you guys will load full with an infinite timer. So basically what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna create the vehicle. We'll go with 2 for now, I guess. Create vehicles and put it on that tools loop. And as soon as I do that, you should see there be demand for this. At least I would hope anyway, we would see there'd be demand for this. And as soon as there's demand for this, we can then get shipment. There it goes. And then this just gets wood loaded. So we're gonna have a whole bunch of wood here that could be loaded up. And eventually we're gonna want even more wood here too. So eventually we'll expand this port and make it a little bit bigger, because this wood is gonna go to make planks all over the place, I think. Anyway, I'm gonna make planks as many places as I can. We'll eventually deliver planks down here to make machinery and then ship machinery up this way. But right now I'm focused on the chemical plant down here. So this is oil. Eventually we're gonna bring oil here. And let's take the boat. The boat is on its way out. There it goes. It is on its way out, fully loaded with 70 grain. Goodbye, boat. Now the question is, what's going to happen to that grain, and what does it do from there? So the boat will eventually arrive here. It will drop off the grain, and then that grain will get shipped up to here. At least I hope it will. I'm hoping also to go ahead and collect crude oil from this spot. So we need to get crude oil delivered here too. I want a couple more trucks to be on that line. What's that? What line is this? This is the West Jordan port loop, right? Yes, the port loop. That's what we want. So everyone who is on the port loop, manage vehicles. There it is. There's only one so far. We're going to create... Oh. Not enough money, you say. I'll have to wait. But there's at least one vehicle on there now, so there will at least be that demand will be prompted. So to create demand for the crude oil, because otherwise it's not producing. So there's nothing producing here. We need to create demand for that oil. So we're going to say down the way here, we already have this port. We're going to drop off that oil to here, right? And so we can go over to our truck stops. And it's going to take a bit because we have to wait for the oil/fuel train to do its thing. So as soon as that train lands over at that refinery, we should have a whole bunch of money. Just have to wait for that to happen. And as soon as it does, then we will lay in this. Maybe on this side, it's 54 on this side and 49 on this side. Okay, so we'll do it. Well, it needs to be in the range, right? I think it's about the same. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, so we'll do it over here. As soon as the game gives me money. So let's speed up time really quick here. And there we go. And we'll drop that right there. So that's going to create demand for this oil, provided, of course, we actually have trucks on this line. We have this. We can send it over there. It's quick enough. So let's create a new line. It's a very fast line. It's going to go from here. Oh, and we do need a catching area, don't we? Oh, I can just use the exchange directly. I can use the exchange directly? I didn't know this. Oh, how did I know? Oh, I'm going to get... Well, this does make this shorter, and it does technically make this shorter, but this is kind of a waste of money. I didn't know I could do that. Now I can. Okay. I don't know why I didn't know that. I just didn't. All right. So we're going to say... We're going to use the exchange directly. Yes. And, well, station types don't match. Oh, I can't. Oh, okay, so you actually can't use it. Okay, never mind. I was right the first time. It lets me click it, but then it warns me. So anyway, we want this to go to another catchment area that's right here. And of course, I need to wait for the trains. Where's my trains at right now? Train is actually not here yet. It's on its way. It's right over here. These two trains are going to pass by each other. Brilliant. And 77 right there. Of course, this doesn't have a full load of fuel on its way back over here because it drops it off at Wichita Falls. So Wichita Falls does take a good amount of that fuel supply. I would like to get more fuel even brought in here so that we can have these things like fully met their needs. Like their needs need to be fully met, right? So I would like to get even more fuel brought in here if I could later on. For now, though, that's just not possible. It will be, though, once we get our boats. Oh, man, once our boats are running, it's going to be so wonderful. Look at this debt we're in, dude. This is crazy. Look at this. Come on. That's crazy. Autosave. Yeah, autosave my $500,000 in deficit. Great. Okay, stop. I want to create demand for this. So I need to grab another one of these. And we're just going to say... Really doesn't... I don't think it matters where it is, but it should be this direction, right? So it's as fast as possible. Right there, I guess. Maybe we'll do it on this side of the road. I don't think it really matters. Ideally, I'd like to get... Yeah, it looks like we're just going to have wood part there anyway. That's fine. We'll do that right there. And then what we'd like to see is actually a lot of oil. So I probably want to make another... Just extend this a little bit. Make that a little bit bigger so we can hold more. And then, of course, the line from here goes to here. So this is going to be another line. This is going to be West Jordan. I don't know if it really should be West Jordan, but I guess technically it is, so we'll do it. So it's West JRDN. All right, we're going 5 letters now on these. Eventually, we'll just spell out the entire city name. And then I'm just going to call this oil refining. Let's do actually river oil refining. This, because there's another oil refining that could happen over in West Jordan, so it's possible that we get one that opens up over here, so I don't want to get confusing. So this is the one along the river. All right, and then all we need to do is just get one car. That's it, one vehicle, and it could even be this one. It doesn't have to be covered or anything. One vehicle that can go forth and do that route. And as soon as I do that, we should see oil begin to go right here. Perfect. So that's going to take care of that. So now the loop that's here should be bringing this oil over here and dropping it off, which is going to put it to the West Jordan port. And then it will be ready to pick up by the boat that comes by. And then eventually we'll have even more trucks doing this back and forth. But for now, we don't have very many trucks. In fact, how many trucks are on this route? This is the port loop. How many trucks do we have on this? Are you the only one? I think you are. You're the only truck that's on this loop. All right, let's triple it. Get 3 more over there to do that. Because, of course, we want to be able to bring stuff down here too, right? Okay. Yep. So right now we're just bringing crude oil back and forth. And I maybe should just remove stops just to have that happen for now, so it's ready to go for the boat. But it's a practical thing. I want to just expand it over time and not have to think about what the line is doing. Okay, so these guys are just going to chill here. Ooh, Palm Bay. Okay, so I was actually thinking it was going to be one of these 2 cities, but turns out Palm Bay is our first city to upgrade itself. So there we are. Hi, Palm Bay. It has upgraded itself, and now it requires even more goods. Not very many of them, but it does require some supply. It has demand, I guess I should say, for 4 different supplies instead of just 2. So we'll have to look at that too. I want to know what's going on with my trains here, because I feel like I had a lot of money, and I think what it is I just keep spending it really, really fast. Where is the train? So there's fuel loaded, 38. And there's no oil being worked. That's interesting. So are we just refining it way too fast now, or what? I think I want to get this. I think it's not as efficient as it used to be. You know, that's what I think it is. So I kind of want to be I think maybe good to add more cars. We are definitely filling up on oil. And then the station is not overcrowded with oil. It's not too high anyway. Green Bay Chemical Plant. That's really far away. I don't care about that one. It's actually right next to another chemical plant, isn't it? Right here, yeah. So there's 2 of these right here. We'll just use the other one, I guess. It's fine. So as the money comes in, we should have not very much. There's a huge tick in maintenance or something right at the end there. That was kind of wild. All right, so we should see. That's the river loop. Nope, we don't want that. What we need is actually for you to wait here. This loop, this oil refining loop, I want you to wait at Upper West Jordan. I want you to wait here. Not yet. No, because I really want to bring this down to the port. So no, just keep going, I guess. I want that to keep being brought, I guess. Okay, I think I need to let this run a little bit longer. Maybe accumulate a little money. And I also, I need to see whether this boat's going to be good or not. It is definitely worth getting the bigger boat. All right, so I am going to save up for the bigger boat, because the bigger boat, I think it's worth it. It's more maintenance. Definitely. Let's just take a look at the differences. It's more maintenance, but you see we're hauling 70 resources here, right? They come all the way down to the boatyard. It's 91,700 a year. And I don't really care about the fixed cost of purchasing it. What I care most about is how much it costs per year to operate it. That's what matters the most to me. So what we're getting here is a slightly higher. Well, it's not slightly higher. I don't know what the percentage is here. Off the top of my head, I'm gonna say 40% more maintenance. Okay, we get 40% more maintenance, but we also get that much in the percentage of extra capacity. The difference here, though, is that we have 50 times the loading speed versus 20, so it can load faster as well. And just ultimately, if we can have a higher capacity in general, it means that we need less boats. Should be a good deal. So if I can get to 786,000, I'll gladly buy this boat to start this route too. But I think, again, the boat itself is hitting me pretty hard on money. right? Because this is the maintenance that I've already put into it, and it hasn't made any money yet because it hasn't reached its destination yet. So I can't see just how profitable the Riverside stuff is going to be until it gets there. Oh, speaking of Riverside, I'm going to change the name of this town. Oceanside is nice, but this really should be Riverside, right? I mean, it should really be Riverside. So now it's Riverside. And then I guess all the other things would have to get changed too. I kind of wish the automated names that generated would be kind of tied to the name of the city, but I get it. I understand. Riverside Port, okay? And then, of course, the label that we have on Ocean can now be changed. We don't need it to say Ocean anymore. We can have it say River. Like that, right? So River, good. Okay, and I'm not really concerned about like these. I don't care about these, but you know, this is the Syracuse farm, the Oceanside farm too. I guess I could change this to Riverside, but I probably shouldn't bother with doing these types of things. Newport News has an oil well that's going to close. Okay, fine. Riverside. I can type. It'll take me a bit, but I can type it. All right, excellent. So we have more than, like, we have 100 ready to go. Like this, if we had that bigger boat, we would just load it full and send it on its way right now, right? There's enough grain to make that happen. And if we can get enough grain sent over there and we could ship enough of that over there, make food, bring that back. Riverside would love to have some food. I am, again, hoping that we can maybe get a food producer to appear somewhere in this area. It is across the river, but I don't really feel good about making a whole separate port and a dedicated boat just to do that little snippet. I don't like that. I want to ship it far distances. Like, I would be okay with shipping it to here because that distance would get me more money for that. It takes longer, but it would give me more money for that route. All right, so I'm keeping an eye on the boat because I want to know how profitable this is, but I have another problem, okay? And we're going to talk about the problem right here. But I just wanted to see, this is going to be pretty profitable. I want to make a prediction, I guess, and say this is going to be a very profitable line because of the distance, right? It's only 70 grain, but we're traveling a super far distance. And that helps us make more money for that delivery. It takes a lot longer to make the delivery, but we make more money on the delivery. So I anticipate having a huge chunk of change coming in here. But I want to take a look at this. The San Antonio Exchange. We're going to see that this has 303 wood in it, and it's blue, which means we're losing income. And that's because this is directly attached to this. Now, I've always known about this benefit, but the problem we have with this is that this is a raw resource producer, which means it's going to keep producing, which means it's going to fill up my cargo yard. As opposed to what I should have done, and I'm going to do now, and that is to connect it directly with the West Jordan oil refinery instead. If I connect it to the oil refinery, that's the benefit I want from direct connection, because then the crude gets dropped off, immediately gets refined, then is immediately available to take with me. That's what I want. I don't want this. So we need to move this port. I don't like this port. We need to move it. So to move this, we're going to need to delete it. All right. That just has to happen. And, well, we need to keep an eye on the boat to make sure it doesn't change, because when you change things in the route, you change things with the boat here too. So I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to go and delete this road too. We have 403,000, and I'd like to deliver it. We're going to also leverage whatever money's coming from that. But I don't think, now that I look at it though, I don't think we're going to get this close enough to directly capture. I think this is too far away. I think I need to be maybe here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go into the landscaping tools. This is very expensive, but I think it'll be worth it. And make the brush size a little bit bigger. I think I'm going to bring in the coastline a little bit like this. All right. Now, I don't want to spend too much money on this, but it's just enough to where it lets me do it would be great. So I think maybe that much. And then I can, you know, do it a little bit better over time. As I get more money, I can make it look a little bit better on the coast here. But I think I think that's probably pretty good, right? Maybe just a little bit like that, right? Just like happy clouds, right? All right. So with this, I can go in and put the cargo harbor much closer. There we go. It's pretty shallow water, but I think this is definitely close enough to make this happen. We'll pop that down there. And then we're going to take a street. This small street is fine for now because it's just horses and buggy anyway. And we're going to say that this goes directly to here. And I kind of don't need it to be raised up like this. I don't need it to do that. So let's maybe save a little bit of money by not letting it do that. We'll go in about, let's say, if I drop this lower, that's 66. Interesting. There. This is what I'm looking for. So there's 6 here. And then I want to go up a little bit more from there. Yeah, 4. This is much cheaper. And then we just hook it like this. And so I'm hoping that by doing that, we click this. Survey says, yes, directly connected. Very good. All right, now the next thing is we do want wood to be here. I still want them to be able to grab the wood. And let's keep an eye on the boat, actually, because a lot of times these guys, they'll get turned around, and I don't want them to do that. I want this boat to stay exactly what it's doing. So it looks like it's going to keep going. Good. This doesn't look very good. I need to make this not so. See it turned around. It turned around. The son of a bitch turned around. West Jordan Port, please. Go back. West Jordan Port, you dork. There you go. Deliver the goods. All right, now I don't need to keep an eye on it. I do want to know how much money it makes, but we'll look at that. I mean, we'll see it. It'll just bang happen, and then we can look at what the water route, because right now we've lost a lot on the water. So I'm hoping that corrects itself. We can't alter this anymore. I would like to alter this to make it look a little bit better, but we can't do that yet. So what I want to do now is I want to go to Riverside Port. We're going to go West Jordan like we did here, and then we're going to add a station there. This is in the middle, okay? And then right now we're just going to let it do whatever it wants, but we're going to... it turned around again. If you alter the route, dude, they will turn on you. Don't let them do it. All right, actually, let's just go ahead and pin that. So anyway, this experience of here, right, filling it up, we don't like that. Now what we can do is we can say, okay, the trucks bring the wood to this side. And now I can regulate how much wood goes to this port based on how many trucks I employ. So we can actually delete this too. We don't need that anymore. And wait, Harp, sorry, excuse me? The West Jordan, what? Okay, there's a chemical plant over here. That's a good thing, though. I think that's a good thing because we can take the oil. Maybe we can bring some oil from over here, I don't know. But if we get the oil here, we can take the chemicals and bring the plastic back and use it in this one, right? Because we don't want to use... This is not that profitable. It's fast, but it's not very profitable. If we can ship a lot of quantity, if we can ship a lot of goods, we can use this plastic over there and that plastic over here, right? That's going to be really, really profitable. So maybe we can make that happen. I don't know. We'll find out. For now, I want to make sure that we're actually still generating the oil. And it looks like the supply is dropping and kind of climbing too. Okay, so we are still able to get oil here. So I want to make sure that on this route, at West Jordan Port, you are going to wait until you are full. All right, I want you to fill up on oil for now. That's going to be your task. So you're going to sit here for a second because I got some setup to do. All right, but that made a pretty good chunk of change. Look at that, 872,000. We got a lot of chunk of change there. So what I want to do with that little bit of change, just I know it's not important, but I feel like I don't want it to look like it's going to bottom out. There, just a tiny tap. Okay, we're good. Okay. What I'd like to do is I need to set up more things that are down the way, like down this area. But because of how profitable that is, I definitely want another boat. So we're getting another boat. Now, I could do the Dinara Castle, right? talked about that. But because it's a large size, I have a small port, right? So I can't do that boat. So we're gonna just stick with the boats we can use for now, and they more than pay for themselves. So that's a very good route. The next thing, we want to make sure that there's demand for the oil. So this we're gonna fill up and we're gonna send it down here. There's no reason for this thing to refine. It's not doing anything. There's no reason to produce because there's no demand. We need to get the demand, and the demand is coming from over here. So I've got this road that I've just built, and that's going to shorten the route between these 2 points, so they don't have to go all the way around. And so what we'll do now is we just need to make sure that there is an actual route here. And actually, since we've changed this to Riverside, I'm going to change this to River. So R-I-V-E-R. Right, and also river. That works for me. Now a new line, we're gonna have our river, and this is gonna be the plastic supply line. Plastic supply. All right, and we'll color this darker or something, it doesn't matter, but it's gonna start here and go here. Okay, that's the plastic supply line. And then we'll grab one vehicle, should be good to go, and put that on the plastic supply line. Done. And then the plastic supply line is actually going to need to be amended a little bit. From this area, I want you to sit there and do nothing until you are loaded. All right? There, done. Okay. So that should create the demand. We have a line down here that wants oil. Okay? This wants oil. It's demanding it from this port. Okay. Too many stations. Oh, okay. Hang on. Let's manage this line too. Because I removed this station, it only has one now. So we need another one. And I don't want to share. I don't want it to share. I mean, maybe it's okay if it shares. I don't know. I don't really want it to share though. So I'm gonna set up another station. Probably just move this road. Instead of going this direction, we're gonna have it go straight here. And that will allow me to put a connection with this area down into here. But for now, this has nothing to do. So this is just gonna really go ring around the rosy. That's what you're doing. Okay, good. Tell you what, you can go back to the depot because I don't want you right now. Okay, bye. Anyway, there's that. So if we can get this to be full, and so far it's not, but I don't think that's because of, it's certainly not because of lack of production. It's because of the lack of vehicles. So I want to amend, I want to make a new line over here too. This is West Jordan, right? And we have a port loop. Instead of the port loop, I want to create a line that allows us to go directly from oil to port. So we're going to say this is West Jordan, like that now. Yep. And then West Jordan, you are going to be, let's say, crude to port. This is a direct line that takes things from crude to port, and it'll go from there to there, and that's all it does. Okay. And then I want vehicles for that line, and let's say we get like 3 is probably good. Considering how many boats we have, it's probably too many, but I'm going to do 3 for now. And we'll say, where is it? Jordan, crude to port. Done. That's going to allow us to get a dedicated supply here. That way, some of these guys are bringing stuff up around, you know, and doing things. And then some of them are going to be only doing this. And I think that's a better way to do this. So off the train, off the vehicles go. So once this fills up, it will go down the river. Now this means we have time to set up the stuff for the wood. We have almost 500,000 now, which is good. Let's pause. We're gonna go into the roads, and I think I'm just gonna connect this road. Oh, that's I kind of was hoping it'd be a little cheaper than that. It's kind of really expensive. Can we do a curved one for less? Not really. Probably because it's getting raised up, or is it just is this the nature of the beast? I think it's getting raised up here, right? So maybe we can go like this. No, that doesn't seem to change anything for the better. So straight road tool it is. Straight road from here to there. Oh, there we go. If we just start a little bit further away from the place, we can make this cheaper. That works for me. So we'll have that there, and then we're going to create the building that we want. And we can hook it up over here as long as it's not in the radius of the oil. I don't want it to be in the radius of the oil. So I think we can maybe, this 51,000. Can we get cheaper over here? 49. That's probably fine. It's a pretty short route, right? So we go about like there. And then now we have that route we had before. It's this river oil refining. We can change this to, let's go with river wood supply. Wood supply. Okay, and we can alter this to be like a more woody color, I suppose, too. It's fine. Although it's the same color as the port loop, but it's a different location. But I guess we can maybe, we'll go, we already have a bright orange. I'm running out of orange. All right, brown, whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it goes from here to here now. All right, and that's gonna allow us to, we don't want you to go to, we don't need you to go to the depot anymore, okay? You can go back to your route, which is the river wood supply. There you go, see? You get to go back to work. How's that sound? I decided that I wanted you to work there after all. So with only one wagon, we should see, of course, the supply of wood will increase, and there it goes. But we have a very small area for storage, so eventually this will fill up and then they'll just produce and waste, right? So they only can hold 40 and that's fine. We'll take it over here, and this will help regulate how much wood we actually take in over here so that the ships can take wood, but if there's oil, we'll definitely be filling up on that first. I like that reality a lot more. I like the idea of maybe making this just a little bit more pleasant to come into as well. I'd like to maybe do that, and then also on this side, not so sharp would be, there we go. Makes this just a little bit more pleasant to, there we go. It's a little bit better for ships, right? They want it to be deep, so there we go. I think that's much better for ships. Still looks a little messy, but it's, yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's manufactured, so it's not gonna look natural. How are we doing here? Still only 10, so I think we need more trucks. Actually, I think these just started going to work. This might be their first trip to bring this crude over here. So then we'll start loading up. And then, of course, it goes down the river. So how are we doing with the second boat? Did we get the second boat running? There we go. Second boat is on its way out. Good. How's the train? Train's on its way in. Fantastic. Okay, this gives me another idea with the train. So we hook up directly with a producer, right? And that's no good. It fills up the port. But hook up directly with a refiner, and that changes the ballgame. What about doing the same thing over near here? Now, originally, I put the port here because I wanted to be able to deliver products to town, and I also wanted to be able to move passengers. But what about hooking the station, the rail line, directly with this oil refinery? We could do that. And if we did that, it would give us the flexibility to potentially hook up later on, maybe these coal mines and iron mines. Maybe we could even send the oil that we're refining, we could even send it this way to get the plastic sorted out. And then eventually after that point, we would have a bridge and we could just drive it over there, right? That's not bad. Ideally, we would want to hook this up with the port and send it away. We can always have a port on the other side, and that's good too. Palm Bay is upgraded. Hello, Palm Bay. And it now is the first city to upgrade, and it wants goods. Wants goods and machines. So we'll look at that later too. We're only really able to give one need per town at the moment. So I'm working on it, all right? It takes some time. I'm working on it. All right, you got 15 wood in stock. You don't have a whole lot for oil. So real quick, you got 35 oil. I think to get this thing running, that might be an okay amount. Let's just see real quick how we're dealing with. You know what? We probably need more room. This probably doesn't have a whole lot of room to deliver it. That's probably a problem because we got a lot of food still here. So why don't we increase the cargo capacity of this station by just dropping in a couple more of these. I think that's probably a good idea. Now we can drop things off, and when we drop off the rest of this food, the grain, when we drop off the rest of the grain, we don't have to worry about losing it, and it can land here, and that's probably fine. All right, you got 45. I'm gonna call it good. I think that's gonna be fine. Continue to the next stop, which right now is gonna be the West Jordan Annex. I like the word exchange. I liked that better. We're gonna change it to exchange. I don't know about annex, but take it to the West Jordan Exchange. They are going to now drop off crude. Right now, again, we want to see you pick up wood, but also pick up the oil. And so on this leg of the journey, on the exchange, we want you to load all and wait a maximum of, let's say, 8 minutes to load all. And that way it'll give you all of the oil that you've refined right away because you're directly connected, and it will give you the wood because there'll be room for the wood there too. So we can now see this boat. Hopefully it's got a haul. All right, it's gonna get paid for this journey. Not a whole, I would rather it be full, but that'll happen in time, right? We'll start getting more and more crude here. And then we'll drop this off. Because we'll be dropping off a full load of crude, we'll then be able to get a full load of oil as well as any wood, and then proceed down here to drop off the wood here. That's gonna bring the wood to this location, and probably we need more on storage here too. So let's get more storage there for the wood too. Okay, we're gonna send the wood this direction to this, and then when we arrive there, the sawmill will do its thing, and then we're gonna bring it over here, right? We want to create, I guess, a way of getting it here. So we'll go in and put it like right about here. Let's turn this a little bit. We could probably do it on this side. All the same, right? We want to do it about like, let's say this. So that's going to bring it to this area, okay? And we can hook this up and just make sure it all goes here. But we need to create a demand for the tools. Come all the way over here to Glendale. And I'm going to put a station or a port right here, right? And that's going to be that's going to be close enough to the steel mill to directly connect to the steel mill. When we do that, we can now bring the tools to this station, drop them off, have them taken this way, right? And then we could pick up steel, which we will create in Glendale by using the iron and the coal that we have. We're going to get those hooked up. And probably what will end up happening, hey, better idea. Instead of getting the resources for iron and coal from here, why don't instead what we do is we take a shipment, if we can have enough of them. It's not guaranteed, but if we can get enough of these tools, we can take a shipment of tools and potentially construction materials over to Syracuse, okay? Give them these two things, and we will collect the iron and the coal from Syracuse, okay? And we can get that here, ship it back. I probably can't do that though. Palm Bay keeps like upgrading and downgrading. When I saw that before, I was like, I swear I've seen that happen before. It just keeps upgrading and downgrading. I don't, it's like, is it on the line or what? Like, I don't know. It can't make up its mind how big it wants to be. This delivery is about to happen. So anyway, that's the plan, right? We want to get this boat to, and actually there's a boat here now. So it's ready here, right here, ready to go. It has 35 wood, and it doesn't have a whole lot of oil, but it has enough. It has at least as much as it was going to have. So now it will take this oil and the wood, it'll take the wood all the way down, and it will drop it off here. Now the oil has no other destination. The oil has nowhere else to go. So we could bring it in, but like there's nowhere else for it to be. So the oil is now going to get taken all the way back over and dropped off here, where it can then be made into plastics, right? Hopefully we get more full, we get better boats from this point on, right? I hope we get better boats anyway. One worry I have here is that we'll never be able to do a full load of oil because we'll be doing this wood thing. The wood thing is maybe not the best thing to be doing. We could get around the wood thing by just carting it from here. We just hook this up from the road here to here. And then this route, when it takes the tools to go over to the tools, right? It would pick up the tools and then it would take it over here. That's what we were going to do. But I could also just have it bring the wood back to the sawmill and then kind of do it back like this. I don't know. There's a possibility here. We might be able to bring the tools to this port, pick up the wood, and take it back over there. It's kind of a long distance, but I mean, eventually, I think all this stuff's going to end up on rail anyway. We got options, all right. I got some options, but this is going to get dropped here now. So this route right here, let's see. This is San An tools loop. The tools loop doesn't currently have any tools on it. So right now we're just going to create the sawmill, stuff at the sawmill. So let's go ahead and add this. Now we get the tools added into it, and they'll pick up the tools and bring it back to the annex, which could then give it access to the port. That's what they're hopefully going to do soon. We'll see. We will add another vehicle. Let's add another one, just one for now, and we'll put that on that route tools loop. There we go. All right, and let's go ahead and drop it off. Let's make sure we have enough room for the wood. Looks like we do. Yeah, plenty. It's a half a load anyway, so we have plenty of room for the wood. All right, this ship now goes back home. All right, now the other thing we could do here is we could get the quarry hooked up to this. And then boats could take stuff from the quarry up to there, right? That's another thing I was looking at doing. Lots of options here. Maybe this refined oil, we could go like this. We could have a port here, take it to here, then take it to here, and then take that plastic all the way over. I don't know. I have to think about it. But either way, boats, definitely profitable. We definitely made money on it. It feels pretty good to do that. So again, I was thinking about, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but there's a lot to think about. There's a lot to do. I was thinking about, right, moving the rail to be here, to be directly hooked up to this Newport oil refinery. And that way I could take all these cars, all this stuff that's going through here, and just bring it over here. And now we have tons of oil, which we can then ship that way as well as that way. And when we ship it that way, then we make the chemicals and we get the plastic, and there you go. Lots of options there. We could also ship, if we make a bridge here, we could also just bring this crude over to the refinery directly here, and then there's more oil to ship that way. There's so many options, man. Look, we have the sawmill right here. We just take the wood from there to here. He's so indecisive. He doesn't know what to do. Yeah, that's kind of the way it's happening right now. However, counterpoint, I have well over $1 million now. At least I will. And yep, right there. See? So counterpoint, maybe I do know what I'm doing, and I'm going to take buy another boat. I could buy, if I buy the big boat, then I have to have big docks. Right? There has to be a large dock for this boat. I don't think we're ready for that yet. I'm gonna buy 2 little ones instead, and we're gonna get this one on the route, and then we're gonna wait and deploy that other one when this one's a little further away. All right, boats leave at the station. It's got 33 units of oil, not quite all of it, but that's okay. And it's loaded up with half the wood too. And again, the reason why the wood is part of this too, because you might think it'd be better just to have this all oil, but because it's a 2-to-1 ratio with the crude, right? It takes 2 crude to do this here once. And so when we deliver it here, we're bringing 70, but it's only going to create 35 at maximum, right? So we need something else to put on the boat, and that's what the wood is serving. The wood serves as something else to put on the boat. And then when we get to here, the tools will serve as the something else to put on the boat. And then as we come all the way down here, the steel will serve as the something else to put on the boat. And then finally we dump it all right here, right? That's the goal. So yeah, hopefully that clarifies things in case you were wondering, like, why not just load up on full oil? It's because of that 2-to-1 from here. Now I could ultimately just get a dedicated boat that will just go back and forth from here. That's possible as well. And because I could technically bring wood back here too, we could then have the sawmill here active, but that's not worth it. It's not worth a full boat to do that, so I haven't bothered to do that. So I just want to double check this boat, make sure we're gonna see all the wood. We don't quite have all of it off this dock yet, so we do need another truck added to this. So I'm gonna grab on this line. We're gonna manage the line, right? That's, if I can click this. Oh, it's already here. Yep. We want to, I think, add 2 more vehicles on this line. That should be enough to empty it out before the next boat comes, but I'm adding more boats, and so I'll have to add more and more stuff here too. Okay. So now we can finally have tools production. That's finally going to begin. So now the trick is to get tools to this station so that this boat doesn't go back empty-handed like this. We don't want this to be half full. We should have a full load of tools here instead, right? So if I can get enough money, looking at the train, it's almost here. If I can get the train, I would like to get a station. By a station, I mean dock, cargo harbor, whatever. I would like to get that to be right here. And we'll put it as close as we can right here. This should definitely be a direct connection to that steel maker right there. Absolutely. So we'll put this right down here. And then we're going to create the street that directly connects that up. There we go, just like this. There we go. And now this station is totally connected directly to this. So now what we can do, right, is we will get a couple of things. We're gonna say that we want a platform on the left is fine. We're not gonna deliver a whole lot of tools at a time, at least not in the beginning. So we wanna have room to expand this, but it's not vital that we expand it yet. So we'll put it like right about here. 49,260, this is good. We don't want it to be in range though of the steel, because we don't want steel to deliver here. I don't think it matters actually, because we're gonna be totally different stuff. Yeah, so I don't think that matters. Totally different stuff is gonna be brought here. So I think this is fine. We're gonna go there, and then again, we wanna deliver stuff into Glendale. And I don't wanna get in the way of any potential trains. And I'm most likely gonna put a train on this side. So what we could do is, if we pop it right here, actually, this is perfect. Pop it right here. It doesn't get it in the range of everything, but I could also put it right here. I know this removes a building, but it's still pretty good. As far as placement goes, that's a pretty good spot. I think you can't argue with how good that placement is. That's everything in the whole world being right there. So I think we do this right there. All right. There we go. I know I deleted something, but they didn't want anything anyway. They were a house, so they shouldn't have been in the commercial area. It's their own damn fault. And then we're gonna take the cargo platform, and I want to extend it this way, right? So we're gonna keep building it out that way. But that should connect everything up. That should be good. So we'll let this run a little bit, get some extra money, and then I want to get a road depot, and we can kind of put this out. I think we'll put it out here just so it's out of the way. Like that. And then one more time, we just grab a couple of these carts. Let's just do one for now, just to create that demand. We'll do one. All right. And the line that we're going to create, right, is going to be the Glendale. So we're going to, R, G, L, G, N, D, L. How about just Glen? Glen works. I thought we were doing 5 letters now. Glen D. Glen D, and then this is going to be the machine delivery. The machine parts delivery route, right? And then so we click on, we're just going to from here to there. That's it. And then on Glendale Central, we're going to change that. Change the name of that to Glendale Port. Glendale Port is better. And then this is Upper Glendale. I think this is actually Glendale Central. This works better. Central. Okay, good. This, we're gonna make sure that you are loading full, have infinite wait time, and then that way you won't go over here right away. So now you will just be on the route. Out you go. And that creates demand for the machines, all right? For the parts. No, this is tools. This is tools, not machines. Yeah, this is tools. We'll just change this to tools. Tools delivery. Okay, good. So that's just going to sit there and wait, and that's fine. It's creating the demand we need so that this will create and ship, right? We need to ship it. So I'm hoping that we start to see tools be brought back. And that way, these guys are never empty, right? It's wood to here, planks to here. Current traffic situation and traffic jams can slow down urban growth. A layer shows how well traffic is running. You know, I don't really think that's a big deal. You're probably telling me that there's dudes just standing still because I told them to. And I just told them to do that, so I don't know. Looks like traffic is fine to me. It's blue skies all around, right? Looks like it's good to me. Yeah, I don't have a problem. Street traffic layer is very good, so that's just a random tip, I guess. But see, again, I think I can probably really pump out a lot of people right here. And I would like to, again, I need to deliver more wood. I do need to do that. So more boats are going to be required here. But if I can get a couple more vehicles on this route, let's just do it the smart way. Actually, probably an even smarter way to do this, but this is the tools route, right? So let's get like 3 more vehicles. Not enough money. I must have clicked that like just when we went bankrupt. So I'll wait for a bigger balance. Like, this is really wild. So depending on when I click this, when I click it really matters is what I'm saying. So 48,000. Can we, let's autosave. Can we, not yet, not yet, not yet. Really? Not yet? Almost? Gotta be close. Oh my God. Should have just gone for 2 instead. I'll wait. Where's the train? Train's on its way here, so it'll park there. Plus there is a boat. It's right here, so that's gonna be like another million too. Also, we have the boat on this side, this left, that's another million, and I didn't launch our 4th boat, so I'm gonna wait till this boat gets to maybe here. Oh, this one's coming back though. Well, yeah. Okay, I don't think it matters. Let's send it on the river. It's fine. It's spaced out enough. Let's go. Do it. Plus, when these boats are waiting around to be filled, that's going to get them jammed full, like closer together and everything too. So it's not necessarily, like, they're not necessarily going to stay adequately spaced. But I suppose if one's waiting in line behind another, then it would also have to wait that maximum duration. So perhaps it is going to be fine after all. Okay, where's my ships? Right here, my vehicles. Yeah, on my line that I was managing just fine before. I want you to. There. All right, that should help with getting that wood sorted out. I really need to bring more wood in. Now, that's definitely a given. So I should look to connect this with a road as soon as possible. So with streets, I should be able to bring. Yeah, I think we should just do it like this, right? That hooks up this, and then we have you bring it to there, brings the sawdust to there, and then go get more wood. Yeah. So we have one route doing this, and then one route doing like the loop, but we're still getting a supply of wood in that loop, so it's still worth doing. And then this is gonna allow for a lot more tools to be made So I think that's what we're going to ultimately do here. Let's just maybe not spend a ridiculous amount of money on the roads though. Like, holy crap. Imagine wanting to spend that much. Oh, thanks. We'll go here, and then we'll go like this, and then we'll go like this. That was way cheaper. Cool. And that's all connected. So we already have the catchment for the wood, and we have the catchment for this. We have the whole thing is done. However, it might prove to be advantageous for us to have another catchment closer. That way this route is just a little bit shorter. It also might prove good to make a road go this way so that it's a straight line. So that could prove useful too, because I want to have a lot of tools. So what kind of expense am I in if I wanted to extend this road? Let's say if I want to extend it like this way. What kind of expense? If I just did it the way it wants, it would be $250,000. That's no good. If I went up like this and then, you know, decided to go along with the road, I think every time I destroy the plant life and stuff, like, see how it dips in? That's what's really costing a lot of money. So is that going to save me any time? This direct line, does it really save me enough time? I don't know, man. Does it really though? I think I'll hold off on that. But we're not going to hold off on making the line. So new line right here. We're going to say R. This is the tools. Nope. Sorry. This is San An. And this is tools land supply. Land supply is fine. Tools land loop. That's okay with me. All right. The tools land loop is going to be, let's call it with like a more brown color. That's fine. You start here. It would probably be advantageous, right, to have another one. Let's get another one. It's because it's closer. Let's just get another one. We'll say here, truck station here. That's in range. I thought it was in range. It's lying to me. Can't tell. It's not. Huh? I think it's lying. Yeah, I think maybe this should be here. Is that worth making another one for 60 grand? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Let's just not do it. Land loop, add. We're going to go 1, right? And then over to here, that's 2, then to 3, and then we go back to 1, right? We do not at west, we don't pick up anything. So this is unpaid. From here to here is unpaid. Yeah. Maybe it is worth it. It is a little bit, I mean, it'd be here is technically less, isn't it? I'm gonna do, if I'm willing to make a road, I'm willing to, yeah, who wants to spend that much for the road and then not actually use it? Use it better, right? So fine, let's go on then. We'll just do this. We'll turn this around. Let's make sure that we're highlighted here. That looks like it's highlighting. It looks like it's highlighting. So we'll say that that's highlighted. Good. 53,000. Fine. That's where that goes. Okay. Now let's finalize this. Tools loop, land loop. We start here, then go here, then go here. So we end up being paid 75% of the time, right? Yeah. And then we do not pick up anything here. We want to make sure that we don't load anything. So we will not load, don't load tools here. As long as we're not loading tools, we won't pick them up. And then that way the tools will automatically go to the boat. Although honestly, I don't know why it would do it, right? I have to ask myself also, like, why would they pick up tools when there's no destination along their route that's going to deliver that, right? It wouldn't make sense. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's get new vehicles. We have enough money for, well, I had enough money. I was going to get 3 vehicles for this route. I can also move vehicles from another place, but that's going to take a long time. So I'd rather just buy these 3 vehicles right now, and then I have More tools being made. Come on. Come on. Where's my train? My train's on its way back. Damn. What about the boat? Any boat? This boat's on its way. Okay, there's a little bit of time there. Yeah, it's like 1 million, right? So it's gonna just bang. I'll just wait. I'll just wait to buy it. That's fine. Whatever. We'll leave the vehicle manager open, I guess. We'll watch other various things. Like this boat. We'll watch ship 3. I need names for these boats, you know? We really should name every boat. It's bad luck to have a boat without a name in it. Ooh, do I want to keep this? Do I want to keep this around? This sawmill here? If I ever do bridge this, this would be really easy to supply. But there isn't any additional places for this to go, so maybe not. Maybe not. You notice I talk about doing this rail and I haven't done it yet? It's because I'm not fully convinced on the merits of it. I'm not fully convinced on the benefits outweighing the cost. Because right now that's probably going to cost me $500,000 to set that up. Right? I mean, it's going to be like $150,000 just for the station, and then trying to redo these lines. I'm most likely going to need to get rid of this train depot, unless of course I go around it, but that's still like going around that depot for that line is gonna suck. And then this station is still valid because we can bring other stuff from San Antonio or whatever. The fuel, for example, can get dropped off here, right? So the fuel, ooh, that's true. If the fuel needs to be dropped off here, then it's possible that this entire train station is in a bad spot and needs to be moved to here. That way it can pass through. Yeah. So again, I'm not fully convinced on the merits of moving that yet. There's a lot of cars going through here though, right? So, I mean, if we can get rid of that, then maybe, but I don't know, man. I'm not convinced. We just had this deliver and it did not get us out of the red. So that's nerve-wracking. Let's see what this boat does. This boat will save us, right? Come on, I want to buy more vehicles for this back and forth that we have, right? I want to buy more. San Antonio Road Depot, buy vehicles. I want to buy 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's do 3. And then you go on the San An Tools land loop. There you go. All done. So we should now be able to pick up tools. Hopefully. Pick up tools. We'll see. There's a little bit more planks. They can create tools, hopefully. We see this stored. And we need to, I want to make sure that it's being brought to, you know what? This route needs to change a little bit. This route right here, we need to make sure that at west, you load all. And you have to make sure you're willing to wait like maybe 4 minutes. Again, the problem with that though is that there's only one terminal and there's 2 different routes through here. So it might actually work better if I went like this, so that there is a place that they could potentially deliver it that isn't this. I don't know. We could maybe make each one used from a different route. So we could say Antonio West, maybe the tools loop, the full loop, maybe uses 2, right? And then the other one uses 1, and then that way they don't interfere with each other. I could do that. So at least they don't interfere with each other that way. But I'm waiting for the tools to be produced, and they're not shipping it. I don't know why. Why aren't you shipping it? Let's take a look. River Port, San Antonio Port. So we've been told to load tools, okay? Told to load them anyway. And then we come down here. Oh, you know what it is? This isn't part of the route yet. That's why. So San Antonio Port is the last stop. We need to add this station. And now that we add that station, right, we're going to also be unloading tools here, right? And then eventually we'll load the steel when it's available. But that should create what we need to get this to ship. That's the problem. And then also, now that I've altered the route, I need to check my boats because they are probably... That one's going to the exchange. Good. What about the other ones? You're going to West Jordan Port still. Okay. So far, so good. The boats are moving down the water. They're not turning around yet anyway. We just need to get those tools. San Antonio Port. Let's have you load all if available, and we'll wait 6 minutes. All right. So let's see if we make any money on that. How much do we make for that? A little bit. Looks like 206,000. Wow. That's pretty impressive. Make 200,000 for just that little bit. And so instead of it being unpaid, we make money on the way. Isn't that nice? And then we load up on all the oil. We already grabbed the wood. That's good. And then I want to see. Yep, this is loading up with wood now too. Fantastic. So this is just producing a ton of it now. That's pretty good. We don't have a ton of wood in there. We only load a maximum of 35 logs because that's the setting at West Jordan Exchange. That's what it's set to, is 50% load for logs. So we'll only do that. And then it looks like 34 out of 35 is what we get for the oil. We didn't quite get a full bit there. And I wonder why that is. There's still one stored. Oh, right, because it takes two. It's an odd number. Yeah, I get it. So we should actually, we should be setting out quicker than that. But I get it. Okay. All right, good. And then this boat's going to give us more money. We're up to 1.2 million. Guys, I think I'm going to leave this video here. Our vehicles are in bad shape, supposedly. But I think I'm going to leave this video here. I think it's going pretty well. This boat just left the harbor. I think we have enough to go ahead and get another one. And we add that to the queue and let that go. And when we come back for the next one, I believe anyway, right now, at this point in time, the only time our boats are moving and not being paid to do so is from Glendale Port to here. And so in the next video, I would like to see what it's going to take to fix that problem by getting some steel made, getting that brought down here, making the machinery, and then delivering machinery to Riverside. And that would complete the entire loop and make sure that all of our boats are constantly paid for every single mile that they swim, they run, every mile that they move through. Okay? Take it easy. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.